How's it going?
Are we allowed to clap tonight?
No. No clap. I'm gonna read some poems. My name is Sean. The Super Bowl. I wrote this after watching the Super Bowl. I didn't want the Patriots to win. I fucking hate them. After indulging in the spectacle that is the American holiday, I read an account of a Native American who was locked in a cage, half naked in the North Dakota winter, while the white descendants of colonists and descendants of slaves and descendants of immigrants watched men attack one another over a ball. Armed government soldiers and police stood around laughing and taking selfies and eating pizza, while the stripped down water protectors sat in large cages. No phone calls allowed. While the 100 million at home sat staring at both their phones and TVs, interchanging attention between personalized newsfeed and the not-so-different stream of generic demographic advertisements. Sometimes I wish the sound of a plane was really the sound of an intercontinental ballistic missile. You know, that high-pitched scream the jet makes when it's slowing down too fast at a low altitude. Other times, I'm suddenly horrified by loud, low, rumbling sounds that seem to come from everywhere, like the universe is collapsing in on itself. Like there's a black hole in its unnerving process of sucking up all matter and light right on Earth's doorstep. And this huge monstrosity of a noise rumbles through the air, and I'm too afraid to ask anyone else if they notice. And then the doom ends, and is put off for another day until the real sound erupts and engulfs all we know. Has full-time hard labor turned me into a non-poet? And what do you call a person who isn't a poet? There must be a word. A television addict, a phone junkie, an internet reader, an alcoholic. I hear things no one should know and am smitten by the doldrums of daily death. An ode to Robert F. Williams, leader of the Maybell, North Carolina NAACP, 1961. "We don't intend to be lynched," the Black World War II vet said, pointing a gun in the face of a frightened cop who refused to protect Negroes from the Klan rally. Mr. Williams had sat in his car with his two boys as a swarm of ghosts surrounded the vehicle, stopped at a barren intersection in small-town Carolina. The veiled white man hollered and shook Mr. Williams' car until the war hero opened the door holding an Italian carbine he didn't know, and he didn't have to fire. The Klansmen scattered, parted like a white sea, to let blue pigs approach the car with authority. "Surrender your weapon," one cop shouted, until he had the butt of a gun held by a black man break his nose. The other cop reached for his revolver, but Mr. Williams' boy was faster. At 17 years old, he held the power few other black boys have ever held, of pointing a pistol in a police officer's face in self-defense and living a free man to tell the tale. The parade of racists retreated, except for one old white man who fell prostrate, weeping, at the sight of a black man, excelling at survival. God damn! God damn, what is this goddamn country coming to? The old baby whined, and Mr. Williams replied a final time, "We didn't intend to be lynched." The black man lifted his foot off a steaming southern dirt road and sat back in the driver's seat, with the sun safely in the back. And Mr. Williams thought as he drove off, if hatred is a wall and love a bridge, then courage is a shield. But what is the strength of a shield without material? For that shield would have been made of air if it wasn't for my gun. I'll read a few haiku if I have time. The river desires expansion and floods when fed from the blooming sky. The tunnel's darkness approaches, and once inside black, it encompasses life. Tranquility cut apart by constant sharp sounds, the end approaches. A wooden pole strung with wires leans on the brink, upturned earth. The boat blasts its horn. The river allows it to rest on its back. Now that spring arrives, it spurts, no longer slowly. Nature is confused. The blood-red roses smile only for so long. There's hope in rebirth. Birds rejoice in song at the warmth of late March rain. Black snow wastes away. Cars barrel through ponds formed in Camden streets. The river reclaims. Thank you.